I just got rich. Well, this MetaDoge fire. Yeah. If you don't got a coin in your wallet, you broke. I said what I said. Hey, my doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours. Tell him I said it.
Facts. My doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 MetaDoge. I just struck it rich. Too much money, it can't fit in my pocket. MetaDoge, flip it, watch me hold. NFT, I got one gold. We be lit like the stove. All these paper hands exposed. That's my doge, I cannot fold. Hey, I've been trapping doge off in the metaverse. MetaDoge, history made, we did it first. I can't make this up, ain't no right rehearse. We got all the drip, we gon' quench they thirst. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 big dog, boss doge and metaverse. I bought friends, NFTs, they gon' gotta get them first. When she dip, I buy the dip, it come up, she can get her purse. Don't you wait until it's listed, you should go and get it first. Dog, I'm certified, check my status, that's about me. We been shaking up the market, that's no lie. Ricky Bobby, they gon' duplicate and try. Roger that, copy. I'm a big dog, off the leash, chest out, cocky. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours, my doge is the first. You are just a meme, my doge got a metaverse. MetaDoge, 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 MetaDoge. Slime, I'ma put y'all on to something real quick. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put this coin in your pocket. That's not, you broke. Go to MetaDoge.live. That's MetaDoge.live. For bruh. Get you some money. LNJ. You can find me in the metaverse with my MetaDoge, you dig?
Go. So a couple of things that we wanted to talk about, and if you are watching right now or if you can see the pinned message that we already have, one of the main things is that we're advertising right now really heavily towards the Asian community. That's kind of where our marketing dollars are focused right now. They seem to be in the best part of the marketplace for us to be able to focus there, and there's a lot of holders that we think we can grab from that. But with all of that being said, you've all kind of seen the charts. You've seen how things are looking right now. We're just kind of in a holding pattern. We have a very good, healthy marketing wallet, but right now just isn't the time to really be going off and spending, because if we're not bringing in those holders, we're not able to replace those marketing dollars, and we have a lot of money allocated towards the development of the game that'll be coming out. So that's why you don't see as much movement right now. And that's just kind of the way that it's going to be for a little bit. So with that being said, feel free to drop some questions down here in the Telegram chat. Feel free to ask them on YouTube. I saw one of them that came through. We're still anxiously waiting for the merch store to launch. Trust me, again, as soon as it launches, I'm going to get overnight shipping and you will see me head to toe in MetaDoge gear. 150 million%. So I promise you, as soon as that launches, you all will be the first to know. Plus, we think that's going to actually bring in some other people as well. So we are also in the market right now looking at some TikTok influencers. That's one of the things that we're looking for too. We also want to make sure that we are getting the merch store out, so that way we can get some of that merchandise out to the different influencers on both TikTok and YouTube. So those are some of the main focuses that we have going on right now. So with that being said, I will mute for just a second. This may not be too long of an AMA if we don't have too many questions. No questions off limits. The whole reason that we do these every single week is to give you a platform to be able to ask your questions that you may have. So I'll mute for a second and we'll have some awkward silence, and just feel free to ask any questions that you guys got. All right, SubKY had one in the Telegram chat that you guys probably saw come through. One of the things that he wanted to say is, let's speak on the game. So we are in the final stages of getting the dev team together for the game. Obviously, Dan is a magician and a wizard and an amazing developer, but he's going to be there to help mentor the dev team that we bring in, but he can't just sit there and create a game all by himself. So we are actively hiring and working with getting a dev team. We want to make sure that it's done right. We've been approached by some developers already. We don't want to go cheap on this whatsoever. We've been approached by some, but the type of work that they've done wasn't that impressive to us. It was a lot of mini games like, Temple Run, Flappy Bird, games like that. That is not what we're looking to do. We're not looking to do some type of stupid mini game that will be fun for a minute for people and then completely die out. I don't want to get in the business of really calling out other tokens, but there's one, I just won't name it, but it has a Temple Run style game. And that token, even though it has a pay-to-earn game already released, it's completely dead and flatlined. And there's no recovery of it. No one's playing it, no one's earning it, no one cares, because it's just a mini game. That's not what we're looking to do. That's not what we're looking to accomplish. So that's why we are heavily focused and trying to find the correct dev team. With the direction that we want to go, it still won't be like this real long development time. It's not like we're using Unreal Engine and making some Skyrim type of game. So it's not like it's really pushing back the release date of it that we're wanting to have and the beta release that we're wanting to have. We just want to make sure that, one, we get the right dev team that we know has the skills and the technology to be able to release what we want to release, mainly. And number two, we want to make sure that we are able to hold them accountable, which is why we are actively interviewing devs that are here in the United States, not far from me and my brother Tyler, who wasn't able to make it tonight. You normally see him probably on these AMAs as well. We are making sure that they are local to us so that we can make sure that we hold them accountable and that they are delivering and we can have good oversight on the project itself. Also, while Dan will, of course, be giving his oversight as well with all of the experience that he has. So that's kind of where we are at with the game. So we are not doing any burning of the tokens right now because that only helps the chart maybe just for a little bit. And then once it's gone, it's gone. Plus, the direction that we want to take the game, we really need those tokens. We don't want to burn them because once we burn them, we can't get them back. So that is completely why we're not looking to burn any right now. We need every single one of those for the game itself. So one of the questions that also came through is, are we able to speak to what the game is or still developing? Gears of War. No, it's not. It's not Gears of War. It is. We can talk on it again. All of these features are subject to change, so I want everyone to keep that in mind. Development in general, but especially game development, ebb and flows, and things can change at a moment's notice depending on if maybe there's a feature we want to implement, but we have to hold it off for a later release because we want to hit a timeline or something. We don't foresee any of that happening whenever we scoped out this entire game. We can speak a little bit on it. One of the things that we want to do once we really get the dev team is have them kind of get a hype trailer together that kind of shows off some of the features that we're looking to implement. So that way we can start building some hype for this, especially prior to the beta release. It's going to be, you'll have breeding, you will have merging. NFTs are heavily involved. I don't want to give away too much just yet, but also there will be fighting. There's multiple different worlds, all kind of based around different things. I'm trying to be very selective in what I say. Along with that, it is kind of like a Pokemon style game, but it's not where you kind of catch and everything like that. It's done in a very specific way that will give you that nostalgia while also being its own thing, without being like a big copycat. So it's really cool, the direction and way that we did it and we drew it up. I'm really excited to show you more, but I'll probably get in trouble if I do that. So that's one of the things that I want to be. When exchange listings will be started is one of the questions that came up. We are actively, Gate.io no longer operates in the United States, and that was our major focus. Well, in 30 days, they won't be operating in the United States anymore. That was one of our major focuses. obviously we're pivoting off of that now. And China, I believe, they're also going to cease there. So we're looking to see which one is the one that we should go with. Luckily, the other ones that are going to take their place are less expensive, which really helps out as far as making sure we're not using too much, dollars towards that, where Gate.io was like, $75,000, $100,000, which is ridiculous. We're not spending that much money, not at least at this present moment. So that's something that we're probably going to be hoping to hit the lottery on, is finding out which one is going to take Gate.io's place. So we're doing our research on that right now to kind of see which one will be the one to go with, because we don't want to list on one and then all of a sudden the other one becomes popular. So we're actually in a really good spot right now to get in at one of those less expensive exchanges that will eventually blow up, because in 30 days, Gate.io is ceasing its activity in multiple different areas. So that's one of the things that we're looking at. One of the questions that came in, this was a Telegram discussion a couple of days ago. We do the ETH bridge. Does that open up the ability to trade buy sell on OpenSea? That's, I can't really speak to that right now. I do know that one of the things that we are looking at every day, we're looking at, when should we launch the ETH bridge? As we've said before, it is built. It's ready to go whenever we say it is. We just want to make sure that we launch it and it's actually viable and worth it and doesn't kill the token. So we're being incredibly selective in when we're going to be doing that. One of the things that we would like to do, hopefully, is release it a little bit prior, maybe after the beta, but a little bit prior to the game launching, because the game is going to have its own kind of ecosystem and built-in economy. And we want to make sure that the two tokens are, relatively level at that point in time. So we don't want to really launch it afterwards, because that could really kind of throw the economy all out of whack. So we don't want to do that. We're still checking and seeing. We've seen a lot of tokens do it and fail. We've seen some tokens kill it and do it successfully. So there is a specific time that we really are looking to do it. We hope to do it prior to the game, just to make sure, again, that everything's leveled off and it doesn't really throw the economy out of order for the game itself. But it's definitely always on the table. So it's a good question. And hey to you, William. I appreciate you asking that question. As far as OpenSea and Rarefy, I forgot to talk on that one. That's the part that I can't really talk on, because I believe they really want to, and that's more of a dev team question. I can go get an answer for that later. I believe they really want to keep everything on the marketplace, because it makes it so much easier for us to not only be able to track staking rewards, all of those different things. We want to be able to kind of keep all of that ecosystem in there, especially for when the game launches. There are benefits, obviously, to doing it on OpenSea, but we want to make sure that the cons don't outweigh the benefits, and then we do it, and we kind of screw ourselves. Everything's kind of in a tight balance with that. So I hope that answers your question. Anybody else in either Telegram or YouTube? Again, you can drop your questions that you have in the Telegram chat if you prefer. If you don't want to have your voice said on stream, that's totally fine. Does not bother me in the least. Or anybody on YouTube, feel free to chat over your questions. Be more than happy to answer those. But we'll have some awkward silence while we wait on some questions to come through, all right? YouTube, I always have to give you a little bit more time, because I think there's like a 15 to 17 second delay. I think I counted it correctly. So I know you guys are seeing this a little bit late, but there are no bad questions. Feel free to ask anything that you would like to. I'm muted over on Telegram right now because I don't want to just be talking in their ear about talking to you right now. But yeah, any questions that you guys have, feel free. If you are not even invested in MetaDoge, hopefully you're just coming here to kind of ask some questions and see. So anything that you want to know, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer. Looks like Mar is typing something right now on Telegram, so we might have a question here in just a second. I just want to make sure. And it's also beneficial because some of them, probably same with YouTube, it's not their native language. So where's the buddy today? He had a doctor's appointment that he had to go to, and he didn't think he would make it in time. So he came over yesterday and hung out, and we kind of went over some ideas. We're constantly, that's one of the good things about being on the team and being brothers and living right next to each other pretty much. He lives like 10 minutes away tops. Is we're able to constantly think of different ways that we want to not only engage the community, but ideas we want to bounce off Dom. I mean, literally the entire scope of the game we wrote, over the course of a few weeks, just getting together and going one by one and making a Google Doc that ended up being like 20 pages long. We even took our hand at designing some NFTs for the game and stuff. All the breakdowns of the mechanics of the fighting, the worlds, the bosses, The prices of items in the store, all the different things you can do with your house, the crafting, all of those things. We broke all of that down over the course of a couple weeks. So that's one of the great things about him being a part of the team with me, is us being able to discuss those things and really bounce ideas off of each other that we then bounce off the Dom. So it's really cool to have. But he is congratulations, by the way, on whoever just got a rare NFT that joined the Doge Pound. Good job on that. But yeah, that's where he is right now. So good question, Mar. And he's really sad that he's missing it too. He does not like missing these things. And I don't like not having somebody with me to talk. So we definitely miss him here. I'm sure he's watching remotely right now. All right, I'll mute myself and see if there's any other questions that come through. See, we got some guys that are over on YouTube. Looks like we are up to like 6 viewers right now. Feel free to ask any questions, guys. Although I know a lot of you are probably just here to see if there's any updates and stuff. You really don't have any questions. Just kind of want to know some stuff. That's totally fine. And you can ask some. This is a I allow FUD zone. If you have some questions that are, because I see it all the time in the chat. I mean, it's obvious. It's totally fine if you guys have some questions about the project you want to ask them. Again, that is why we here. That is why we are here. Once the game is launched, it's going to be huge. Yes, it is going to be huge, and that's the reason why we're being so selective on this. And that's the reason why I'm not worried. I know, let's be blunt right now. I know the chart looks like shit right now. I think we're at like 14.5 or something like that. I get it. I get that it's not fun to look at. I don't look at the chart anymore. I don't care, because I know what the game is going to take us to. That is what's going to be the biggest. And one of the good things about it is not only is it just going to pump us and then immediately everybody's going to dump, it's going to be its own living ecosystem and economy to where it's going to take us to places that you guys haven't even dreamed of. And we're building a game that's everyone's going to like. Again, I think we talked about it last week on the AMA. How many mobile games have you played, or just even games in general, where they have an in-game currency? And, you may spend $1 here, a couple bucks here, something along those lines, just to buy that in-game currency to speed something up or get an item that you wanted. That is the whole idea and premise of why we are being so selective with this and building an entire economy, because we don't want some stupid mini game that people are going to get tired of and stop playing. We want something that is addictive, that keeps people coming back, that there's always something to do. We're talking a full-fledged open world RPG, do what you want kind of game. That is what we're building, with the nostalgia kind of Pokemon, but more modern 3D graphics. That's what we're building, and we know when we launch this game, people are going to enjoy playing it regardless if they're in crypto or not. They're not going to care. To them, they're buying some in-game currency. They're earning in-game currency. They may not know shit or have any idea that they're dealing with crypto. That's one of the coolest parts that we're trying to build with this, is we are trying to attract gamers too, not just crypto enthusiasts. So you are at this point able to invest at a hella good price, by the way, for something where it's going to be 5 months or so until it launches. Beta will launch before that. We'll get a hype trailer before that, but it's going to be a little bit before it launches. And if you aren't able to wait that long, if you're looking at the chart and you're sad and you want to go get into other projects, it's a free market, guys. You're more than welcome, more than capable to pull your money out and go somewhere else. I'm not worried. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm here for a reason, because I know when this game launches, I'm buying a Lambo. That's where my mind is at. So I'm fine waiting. It's not fun to look at, but it doesn't bother me. I don't lose sleep at night because I know where it's going to go. So I don't care what the price is right now. I couldn't care less what the price is right now. I know it sucks to look at, but I don't care, because I know where it's going to be, because I know how much work we are all putting in behind the scenes to make sure that we get there. Again, I'm invested heavily in staking rewards and NFTs. That is where I'm at. Don't sit around with 150 million coins or something like that. All of my tokens are invested into NFTs and staking rewards. Which, by the way, if you want to know why we keep going down, it's because probably people are pulling out their staking rewards and selling them. Again, free market. Do what you want to do. I'm not doing that. I'm just keeping them in there. One, it helps the floor of our price, but two, just keeping them in there. And when this game launches, what it's going to do and revolutionize the crypto space. Because too many crypto coins, too many tokens right now are just trying to just send out any bullshit game and call it a pay-to-earn game just so they can slap that onto their Telegram and say, look at us, we have a pay-to-earn game. All of them are failing because they're bad games. They're just trying to send something out. That's not what we're doing. This isn't one of those things where if we miss our chance, like our time chance, that we're going to miss the boat on something. No, it's the complete opposite of that. If we put out a bad game, that's what's going to screw everything. Do we have a question coming in? Oh, all right. We do have one that once the game is released, what is the plan to deliver it to the masses? We are not just looking for a PC release. We're looking for a mobile release as well, because everybody's got a cell phone. So that's one of the things that we're targeting, is to make sure that we can get on those app stores. So that's also why we got to make sure we do our due diligence, make sure that we, are very, very careful with the terms and services of the Apple developer account, because there's a fine line between in-game currency and crypto, and then it'd be considered gambling, in which you have to go through all kinds of different regulations at that point in time. So we have to be incredibly sensitive to that and make sure that we're doing our due diligence, which we are already doing at as of this moment. So, but that's how we plan to deliver it. Plus, that's where we're really going to hit all of the influencers, people that we get playing the game that will then go on to, one, tell their friends about it, but two, promote it on their YouTube, on their TikTok, running ads as well. We think once we release the game, the influencers are really going to help with that, because again, since it's its own economy based within the game, once people start playing it, that's going to incredibly lift the coin and the price and the floor without them even realizing it. But we don't need them to realize it. We're the investors in this project. Okay? The gamers are just going to help with it. That's all you need to know. We can still play the game, obviously, and win money in that sense. But the whole entire point of why we are doing this is to attract that audience that will lift the floor of the price without even realizing that they're doing it. So, hope that answers your question on that. And you're correct. Ups and downs is the part of every crypto. The important thing is the project's utility, and you think that MetaDoge is the next big token. Especially in Asia, we think it's the upgraded version of Dogecoin. That's awesome. And that's one of the reasons also why I'm not worried about the project itself too, is because of the brand name. That's one of the reasons why I bought into it. Why I was, again, make fun of me all you want, but I was on Reddit and it was Crypto Moonshots and I saw an ad for it. And there were so many stupid meme coins that come across all the time. I won't bash on any of them, but I'm just saying that there's a new one every single day with the most ridiculous name. And so many hitting on, Doge or Shiba Inu, whatever it is, they're all hitting on different things, but MetaDoge. And I was like, that's a brand that's going to sell. Like, that's a brand that's going to have long-lasting effect. Also, if you haven't noticed already, Facebook hasn't talked much about the metaverse either. That's going to pick back up. So it's just one of those things where we're in a holding pattern. And again, a lot of people that are holders are going to look at it and say, I can't do this, I want to get out. That's fine, man. You missed the shuttle, because we're fueling up right now. And if you don't want to stick around for it, that's on you. I'm not going to hold it against you. It's a free market. I'm not worried. I'm not leaving. I'm going to be here because I know what we are going to release. Again, I'll mute and see if we have any more questions. I know we're going on about 30 minutes here, so I'll see if we have any more questions. And if not, we'll fade out, but I'll go ahead and hold for a second. All right, YouTube. Anything? Totally fine if not. I thought today would be kind of a short AMA anyway, but again, we do these every single week, guys. I'll go ahead and unmute over here so that way I can say. All right, I was just telling YouTube, I figured it would be a short week since, again, we're kind of in this holding pattern. We're all just kind of hanging out. As always, feel free to send over questions to me directly if you do have them. Remember that this is a space where I wouldn't say you're allowed to FUD, but you're allowed to ask those questions that you're worried about always kind of asking out there. So one of the things that you can always do is you can send me a direct message. I'm not going to, be mad at you or anything like that. Just if you have any concerns or anything, if you need any clarification on anything, and always come to these. We'll try to hold them at different hours because we know sometimes this can be late for some of the people that are overseas and in Asia, that it's not necessarily the best time for them. We try our best. We just want to make sure that we're getting out there to everyone, but you can always watch the replay. We did have one more question that came through. Is there a long-term plan to either migrate to Discord or support Discord community? That hasn't been brought up, but I'm not against that whatsoever. So if that's something that you think is a great idea, definitely do the / proposal and send that over. that just hasn't been brought up at all. I don't know the reasons why. We strictly do Telegram. I'm not entirely sure on that. I think maybe it has something to do with the terms and services and what's discussed. But I do know that there's a lot of other tokens that do. And it also may be, like, I think Discord is banned in certain places, which may have to do something with that. Or at least it was at some point in time. But that's definitely something that we could take a look at. If there's a benefit to doing it, we definitely don't want to split the community, but if there's a good reason to migrate to it and we think that it'll help with holders, we're always down to try something new. So there we are with that. But with that being said, everybody, we will go ahead and fade out. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. Next week, we will have the brother here as well. So we'll be able to, hopefully be a little bit chattier. But be sure that you're saving up your questions over the week so you can bring those to me. These are great, but it's always great whenever you guys have some good questions, which you guys did today. So I really appreciate it. But other than that, guys, if you need anything at all, you know where to find me in Telegram. And I will catch you next week. Take it easy, guys.
I just got rich. Well, this MetaDoge fire. Yeah. If you don't got a coin in your wallet, you broke. I said what I said. Hey, my doge not like yours. My doge is the first. You are just a meme. My doge got a metaverse. My doge not like yours. Tell him I said it.
Facts. My doge not like yours. My doge is the first.